The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Dueling Comedians, where two comedians clash to see whose comedy kills and who gets killed.
Figuratively speaking, of course.
All this to determine who claims the coveted Dueling Comedians trophy. This is Dueling Comedians.
I am Tony V. This is Dueling Comedians, and you are whoever you are. As always, we have two comedians with us. Not always. It's something new we tried, and it's been going pretty well. No one's kicked us out yet, so we're going to go with this format for the foreseeable future until we start getting space aliens and people from Middle Earth to come on the show. And as always, I have two fine comedians with me, dueling at some point for a Dueling Comedian sticker. And you don't get you just don't get these anywhere. And so we it'll become painfully obvious how we do that. I was also given the ceremonial dueling sword by my good buddy Greg Bogus, who just dropped off a sword. And in a lot of cultures, if that happened, it meant one of us was going to have to kill the other one. But this was just meant as a gift. And you guys may not know this, but the cog in this great machine that keeps it moving in the direction it needs to be is my good pal, Laugh Track Larry, sidekick extraordinaire.
Hey.
How are you today, Larry?
You know what?
What?
I miss Artie.
Artie, my buddy Artie Januario has been co-hosting the last few shows, and he had to go plant some tomatoes because it's in his heritage. It just needed to be done. You just somehow hear the siren's call of the tomato, and he had to go. So you're just stuck with me this week, Larry.
Can he come back someday?
He'll be back someday, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that much better, too.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And how are you doing? How are you feeling today?
I feel great.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah. All right, so please, gentlemen, to the audience, introduce yourselves. Let's start over to my left.
Jim Bishop.
And you're a stand-up comedian?
I am.
Yep. And
I'm Dave Lamb.
And also a stand-up comedian.
Among other things.
What are the other things that you do, Dave Lamb?
Public school teacher.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
How's that? What?
It's going great right now because it's summer.
It's summer. You're done. You don't have to do anything, right?
Well, taking care of my own two now.
Yeah. How old are yours?
4.5 and 1.5.
Ah, those are good ages, man.
Good ages to leave the house.
Yeah.
Tony, you know what made me laugh?
What's that?
You always have stand-up comedians, and they all sit down.
That's really, you know what that is? That's irony.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an ironic twist.
Wow.
Is what that is.
Blew my mind.
But I guess in this day and age we should be standing because they say if you sit too long, you take years off your life. You know?
What is there to look forward to?
That's true. I've seen the end of people's lives. You're not missing much.
You'll be fine.
You know, if I had to check out 6 months early, I'd be fine. You know what I mean? So as we do here on Dueling Comedians, I'm always interested to find out why or how you got and how long you've been doing stand-up. Jim?
I've been doing it about 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, and was this your first vocation? How'd you start?
I stumbled on it. I was actually looking for comedy writing because I didn't really think I could get on stage.
Right.
And I found an ad for guys that were actually doing a pilot episode for a reality TV show they wanted to pitch based on comedians' first time ever doing stand-up comedy. And I answered the ad and got roped into it.
Wow.
Show never went anywhere, but they...
That's fine, but they liked your stuff.
Yeah,
and then what prompted you to get on to get up on stage the first time?
It was, if it wasn't for that show and they came out and took some background footage of my family, my daughters and everything else and interviewed them, and had they not done that, I never would have showed up. I was scared out of my mind.
Yeah, I find it odd that a show about people's first time on stage couldn't make it. You know, because usually your first time out is the best it ever gets when you do stand up. That it's riveting to watch people near shit their pants and stumble through 5 minutes of ridiculousness.
My favorite part of it was being completely horrified and terrified as I was being introduced and walking up on the stage and having two young comics off to the right. As I'm walking past them, say, "Watch this. This is going to be a fucking disaster."
Always a great...
Yeah, that was, things weren't
confidence builder right there.
It was just, perfect.
Yeah.
Just...
and Dave...
Well, I have a similar story about my first ever time. Mike Whitman told me he hoped I bombed before I got up there.
Right.
Which, knowing Mike Whitman now, I know was a joke, but at the time...
Right.
At the time, I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
Similar story to a lot of people, just had people tell me I should do it, and finally one day... sacked up and did it. I started out the vault.
The vault, the good old
vault.
Bringer
mics that Dick and Kathy would do.
Sure. It's now an Emerson College cafeteria.
Yeah, they took it over, and God knows what they did with that 5-ton vault down there, but they took it over a while ago. But yeah, I started it, and first time went pretty good.
It was all right.
Yeah, I mean, if I had bombed, I may never have done it again.
Right. Isn't that weird? Because my experience, and this was many, many, many years ago, was my first time on stage was awful, as you can imagine. As a matter of fact, my first 7 years in comedy were awful. Really? And I remember the first time, the first show I did, I said to this is how perverted a comedian's head is. I go, if I meet any of these 27 people later in life, I don't want them to be at the only show that I sucked at. So I was determined to get it right. And it took me a good 7 or 8 years before I was even mediocre.
Yeah, I don't want to act like I killed, but I mean, you get enough enough laughs to make it addicting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That never changes too with friends and stuff like that, or people. It's the only job in the world where people dare you to do well, or somewhere in the back of the head hope that you suck. You know what I mean? Because it makes their life seem a little better.
Then they won't have to cover as many bringers.
I remember this, and for my the first time I did, it never changes, is what I'm saying. The first time I did Conan O'Brien, I was nervous as hell, and I'm in the green room getting ready to go on, and they come in and they go, "Hey, you got a call from Bobcat Goldthwait," and I go, "Oh, we've been friends for a long time. It's a name people may recognize, and we've been buddies for a long time." And I go, "Oh, this is my good friend calling me to wish me well on my first TV appearance." And he gets on the phone and he goes, "Don't fuck it up," and hangs up. That was the extent of the conversation.
That's a true comedy friendship.
That's a real comedy.
It's good to have that support.
Yeah. And it made me laugh a lot. It really did diffuse, because there's no matter how you project as normal human beings with a family and other life, there's something wrong with every one of us.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? To seek approval from total strangers night after night when you don't have to.
Well, it's very narcissistic.
It's really narcissistic.
People pay to hear us talk, and we find it entirely appropriate.
Right. Like they should. Right. Like how dare you not? You know what I mean? But it never changes, and I've been at it well over 30 years, and there's every show there's somebody, who challenges you, as, like, make me laugh. Like, you better, or they go, good luck. There's no other job. Like, every morning when you go to teach, no one goes, hey, good luck with the teaching. They assume you know what you're doing, usually, and you're not going to fuck up a kid, Wow, that flew. Wow. All right, that music means we got to go to a break. And when we come back, Jim, we'll find out more about you and then give your stuff. This is Dueling Comedians. When we come back, we're going to have the duel, and keep doing what you're doing. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you want to know what Lenny Clark has to say about Two Guys Smoke Shop?
Those two guys, that Two Guys Smoke Shop, they're the nicest guys. And I'll tell you, sometimes you go into a cigar store, you really don't know what you're looking for. It's very intimidating. And a lot of times, people have a tendency to be arrogant with you, like they know it all. The guys up at the Two Guys Smoke Shop, if you're a first-time smoker or you're looking for a great, go in and see them. They'll put you at ease. They'll make you feel at home. They'll get you the best cigar you can get for the best deal. You can't beat it. And then whenever I'm in New Hampshire again, if I'm in high-speed police chase or something, I'll stop in and have a smoke with those two guys.
Why, thank you, Lenny Clark.
Dueling Comedians is what you're hearing in your head right now, and if you're not looking at something that has noise coming out of it, you should really get yourself checked, because you just shouldn't be hearing this in your head for no particular reason. Jim, do you have another business, another thing you do, or is it just stand-up right now?
I'm just I'm a remodeling, contracting.
Great.
Small business on my own.
Yeah. And how do people get a hold of you if they want to?
Best way is just Jim Bishop on Facebook.
Jim Bishop on Facebook. And Dave Lamb?
Probably Twitter, at Dave Lamb Comedy. Post my shows and half-baked jokes.
Beautiful.
Stuff like that.
Beautiful. Also, you're a fine semi-professional softball player.
Yeah, I'm stepping in as the new pitcher now that Tommy Dustin is in Key West. So I'm going to get my arm loose.
Yeah, that's
a couple
good.
Parliaments and a visor, and I'll step right in.
You got a lot of drinking to do to fill them shoes, my friend.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, we play the thing. Duel time. All right, you know how this works. I'm going to hit a button, and then y'all going to do punchlines, and then it's Larry. You ready for this?
I'm always
Somebody
ready.
throw water on Larry, would you?
Hey.
Oh, no, he's near the equipment. Forget it. Why don't you start up, Jim?
Well, my name is Jim Bishop.
It is.
My last name is actually Bishop, which is did some research, and in the Old English tradition of giving people their last name based on what they do just means somewhere along the line I have an ancestor that was a bishop, Just kind of interesting. And that's why we all know people's last names like Mason, Miller, Fisher, Farmer, Baker, even Smith, I mean, I guess what I'm really wondering is, what did your ancestor get caught doing if your last name is Dickinson?
All right, well, we're on the topic of names. I'm actually Italian. We're talking about ethnicity a lot today. I'm Italian-American, but my last name is Lamb.
Yeah.
My mom's side, yes.
Yeah,
Don't get that strong Italian name.
Right.
Just a harmless, delicious farm animal. The problem with that, though, is Italian is an ethnicity that people will challenge you on, usually other Italians, right? What generation are you? Do you speak Italian? Where's your family from? You don't hear that with other ethnicities, right? Nobody ever goes, Norwegian? Bullshit. Right? I got 4 in my name twice, and an umlaut. Count them.
Hold on one second, Jim. Did you say umlaut?
That's a grammar joke.
That's fantastic.
I told you my teacher, yeah.
That's just great. Okay, beat it. Go ahead. Beat umlaut.
Umlaut, that's tough to top. That is. I don't know that you know this about me. I do not get along with feminists.
I did not know that about you.
No, I do not like feminists. I find it's not all feminists. I find if they got big boobs and a nice ass, I can actually put up with them for a little while. I'm not sure whether that is call it a coincidence, but this is what drives me nuts. Last winter, I'm Christmas shopping. I'm at the mall, and I have a woman go berserk, pitching a fit, kicking and screaming. Actually went so far as accusing me of trying to get into her pants because I opened the door for her. The door, yeah. I mean, it's the back door to my van, and I was wearing a ski mask, but still, lady, get over yourself, all right?
All right, well, I am a feminist. I brought my... I let my wife buy these pants. I brought my daughter recently to one of those big women's marches they had in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a very liberal guy, right? But I'm down with all that women's lib stuff. But I got to tell you, no matter what, no matter how progressive you think you are as a father, always going to be a little disconcerting to hear your 2-year-old daughter chanting, "My body, my choice."
I'm getting old, Tony.
You are you?
I am. And I remember when I was a kid, when I was a teenager and stuff, it's like guys get earrings, left ear means, you're cool, right ear means you're gay,
right.
Left is right is wrong. Now all these guys get earrings in both ears. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. All I can figure is they'll get that one in the right ear that means, well, I do suck dick. But then the one in the left ear that means, yeah, but I'm not gay, I'm cool, I just like the taste.
All right, so we mentioned the teaching. I'm still a fairly young teacher as far as that goes. It doesn't matter if you work with kids. They'll make you feel ancient, the things that they do and say. Recently I had a kid ask me, "Mr. Lamb, you ever heard of the early 90s rapper Mick Hammer?" Right, but I'm a professional. I'm going to skip a beat. I was like, "Oh, yeah, Mick Hammer, great Irish hip-hop artist. Yes, 2 #1 Gaelic rap hits. Too legit to quit drinking." The second one was called "You Can't Touch This," Father O'Malley.
I am getting old, Tony.
You are too.
I'm
Yeah, everyone.
49. I'm 49 years old.
Are you kidding me?
I am 49.
How do you live with yourself?
I don't know. It's not easy. It actually, can you believe this? I'm 49, and it took me watching my neighbor's dog for the weekend for me to finally discover that I'm actually allergic to peanut butter.
All right, we'll wrap up with this. I thought I had one more.
You do.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap up with this. There's a real disturbing trend going on in the world of education these days. It's true. Boys rapidly falling behind girls in every academic subject. As a teacher, I'm trying to figure out how to get to the bottom of it. I think I have traced it back to a young age. We set the kids up with the toys we give them. Right. Barbie gets a lot of flack for her figure, the ladies, right? But it can't say the woman's not ambitious. She's had every career you can possibly have, right?
Sure.
Veterinarian Barbie, Senator Barbie, to make up jobs for her, Malibu Beach podiatrist Barbie. It's wonderful because it teaches young ladies they can do anything they set their minds to, right? Any job they want, they can achieve. G.I. Joe's in the military for 59 fucking years. Still a private. We think he went in for the college money. He's never getting out, you guys. Sounds painful.
Well, that sounded like it hurt, didn't it? Yeah. I don't know where that laugh came from, but that way down deep. That was really good, you guys. Two very distinct styles, wouldn't you say, Larry?
I would say so.
Yeah. Did anyone tickle your nether regions?
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Not till after the show.
I know who won.
Oh, you know that. That's a good thing. You going to let us know?
Yes.
Who is it?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, different styles, and I kind of like Jim's creepy style.
The van door get you, did?
The van really had me going.
Yeah.
Fond memories, as it were.
Being called creepy by him just brings it to a whole new level. You know, really.
It's like a stamp of approval.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the winner is Jim Bishop.
All right. Congratulations, Jim. Here's your sticker.
Oh, my gosh.
Dave?
I found money on the floor. I feel like a winner already.
There you go. And you got to spend an afternoon in a cigar shop.
That's right.
On a Tuesday. Not a lot of teachers get to say that, my friend.
True.
Well, we'll keep doing this. And again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Well done, Jim. Dave, keep it up. I'll see you Sunday night. Play some softball. Everything will be good.
Start stretching now.
Yeah. Wherever you find your podcast, you will find Dueling Comedians, unless you want to avoid us, and that is completely understandable. I'm Tony V. Enjoy.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.